I love my tropical garden, but why not make it produce something besides just looking pretty? I live on 4 acres just north of Sydney, Australia, on a nice lush plot of land near the coast. From my parents' hard work in earlier years to my more recent creative ideas and love for plants and design, I've been transforming my property into a resort-style oasis to enjoy. My love for the garden also extends into growing my own food, so I've been expanding my vegetable gardens and growing lots of new fruit trees. I believe as fresh food prices rise, coupled with availability issues, I think it's so important to start growing your own food. I'm definitely guilty of taking well-stocked supermarket shelves for granted, and I still do, but I love the idea of knowing where some of my food comes from and getting the joy out of growing something myself. I'm currently 23 years old and I love gardening, learning new things and sharing my experiences with others. So gardening is fairly easy, but there are definitely some tips and tricks to know just to be successful and make sure that things grow really well. It's now early spring in Australia, so it's a perfect time to get out in the garden. 3 weeks ago, I started my vegetable garden in a space mostly for herbs and some greens in pots. Through love, in other words, good soil preparation, consistent watering, good fertilizing and mulching, these plants are thriving. I have areas where I'm growing berries such as strawberries, blueberries and raspberries. These are fast-growing bushes which produce in the same year as they were planted, so they're worth giving a go, even if you're an impatient gardener. I've also been expanding my collection of fruit trees, and now fruit trees are really good to grow, but they are a bit more of a commitment than typical vegetables and berry bushes. They can take a few years to produce fruit and will require fertilization and pest management, such as spraying pest oil a few times a year. But they are extremely rewarding when they fruit. And even if you don't have much space or are not living somewhere permanently, you can grow a lot of these in pots. Many fruit trees are actually quite happy in pots, so you can bring them with you when you move. In my case, I plan to stay here, so I'm happy investing in fruit trees, the space and the time for the future. Currently, I have a large number of citrus trees. These include things such as oranges, lemons, limes, mandarins, just to name a few. I also grow mangoes, avocados, peach, jackfruit, guava, passion fruit, bananas, pineapples, olives, papayas, macadamias and dragon fruit, just to name a few more. Many of these trees are well established and have been fruiting for years. And some, such as my avocado trees, are young and I'm still waiting to see my first fruit. So subscribe and follow me on my journey to see regular updates and see how all these things are going. I have many videos about how to plant and care for particular fruit trees, so if you're interested, I'll leave a few links in the description for you guys to check out. Now another important thing to note is fruit tree varieties. Let's use avocado trees as a quick example. So all avocado trees mature at different rates throughout the year. This means that with that process, I'm planting 10 avocado trees and they're all different varieties. That means they'll all produce fruit all throughout the year, meaning technically I won't have to buy any avocados ever again. How cool is that? Also, different varieties taste different, look different, and of course grow differently. This idea can be replicated with many fruit trees such as mangoes to extend the season and you can enjoy your homegrown fruit for longer. I have some large grassy paddocks which I've been planning to partially plant out. It's nice to have some grassy areas, but large grass paddocks offer nothing but a whole lot of painful mowing. Most of my land's actually quite hilly, so it's worth coming up with good designs to make sure it's easy to navigate and also look good. Thanks for watching. I hope I inspire you to grow some of your own food, and make sure to subscribe to see all the updates of my food forest.